Okay, so let's think about why is it important to buy local? Why do we hear the argument that buying local is better for the economy, or why we want to support small businesses? Why is that? Why do we think of it like that? Um, in order to make this argument, I'm going to use this idea called the velocity of money. So, what is that? Well, let's start thinking about where does our money go? And how much money do we usually have in the economy that is being spent at a time? So, the velocity of money is actually this economic kind of way of evaluating currency, which measures the frequency that money is spent in an economy. And through measuring this frequency, you can kind of measure how strong an economy is. Okay. So I originally heard about this on a TED talk I watched that had a gentleman in khaki pants who was talking about why we should get stimulus checks. This isn't about that, but I did want to find the TED talk. I was never able to. I looked for like 3 weeks. But I digress. So when we think about the velocity of money, a good way to kind of think about this is thinking about how people spend, right? So if we think about somebody who has a lot of money and they get paid, they get their paycheck, their monthly paycheck. Well, let's think about where does that money go, okay? So if someone has a lot of money and they get paid, then most likely their paycheck, it might go to paying some things, but most of it is going to go and sit in a bank. It's going to generate interest. It's going to grow more money, right? But in this case, when they get paid, that money is actually being taken out of circulation for a time, and it's not working to strengthen our economy. Um, on the other hand, someone who doesn't have a lot of money, when they get paid, where does that money go? Well, usually the money, when somebody doesn't have a lot of money, when they get paid, that money will go to paying rent, to paying phone bill, to buying groceries, to buying clothes that the person needs, to paying for dinner, to all these different things, right? And so the money that they're getting paid is actually working to stimulate the economy. It's working to keep the flow of currency going through the economy, okay? So when we turn to look at businesses or how businesses spend money, well, if we think about a business that is from outside of this economy, so a non-local business that comes and does business in the local economy, what's happening is that business will spend money. They'll spend money on rent, electric. They'll spend money probably on some taxes if they're not getting a tax break for opening the business in the local economy, which happens quite a bit. Um, they could get money, they could spend money on their employees, of course. They're going to be spending money on that. Um, and there might be, some kind of program that they have that instills money back into the community. We do not see that very often, but it does happen sometimes. So in those cases, the money, the bulk of the money that the business is making in profit beyond all of that is actually not staying in the local economy. It's being taken out and being sent to the other economy where that business's profits are kept. Okay. On the other hand, how does a local business spend money? Well, a local business is also going to spend money in the same way as the other business with money for rent, money for electric, paying taxes, paying their employees. But you're also going to see the owner of the local business has that money here. And so the profits for the business are kept locally. What that does is make that money have more velocity in the local economy. So that money is then spent on mortgage, obviously. Oh, and also mortgage for the person's house, not just the business rent, but mortgage for the owner's house. Sorry. their own bills, likely babysitters, daycare, restaurants in the local area. Hopefully, that local business owner is using a local bank. In all of those ways, the money that that local business is making is actually stimulating the economy, right? So, local businesses, even though it doesn't seem like it's helping, in order for a local economy to thrive, you need that. So there's another theory that talks about the core and the periphery. So this is an economic theory that looks at how the world systems are set up, right? And so if we think about the systems of industry or something like that, you see that there's a core where the main systems are, and that's where all the money is, right? And then the periphery is the outside economies that feed into that economy. So you could think about like New York and Wall Street and how like that's kind of a big hub and there's tons of money that happens there. But outside of Wall Street is where a lot of those businesses are doing business. You don't see this grand profit or this really like expensive infrastructure outside. You see it in the core. What we really need to think about in our area is that in DFW, especially in North Texas, we've had extreme population growth. We've gone, in the past 20 years, we've grown by like 2.7 million people. So when we start to think about the situation of the local economy, we need to start thinking about whether or not we're a core. And if we are a core, we need to start developing industry to keep the money here, because that's how we can become a very thriving economy. I have a lot more arguments around this. There's ideas about a regional food system and how food sovereignty would actually lead into this a great bit more. But for right now, just kind of thinking about how money flows and how money flows through the system, you could probably see by now that local businesses, keeping money local, having that money constantly flowing through the system is really how we all do better where we are. And so I do research in the local Dallas-Fort Worth area. I work to generate a local economy. And really, I truly believe that it's in all of our best interest to support local, because then in the long run, we all have more money to spend.